Hello, Saints. Taking another look at the three angels' messages, I just want to finish up a little bit about the next two and just talk about them in general. The second one is an appendix to that middle part of the first angel's message, that Babylon has fallen. And we're not just giving a message about the fall of Babylon. It seems to be redundant. We know Babylon has to fall. That's the kingdom of Satan. That's what he's using to rule this present world. But when God's kingdom moves in, when he comes in to judge, his judgment has come, he's setting up his kingdom. As his kingdom moves in, Satan's kingdom has to move out. His kingdom is triumphant. Satan's kingdom is eclipsed by God's kingdom. This is important for us to see and understand. And so the message just isn't in the fact that Satan's kingdom has fallen, but that God has been victorious. That this kingdom now has met its demise, the one who makes all the nations drink of the wine of its wrath. And so when we think about this, we think about the message that God will triumph, that he will set up his kingdom and restore all things. That's what we want. That's what we want to see, and that's what we preach about. So it's not just a message of the fallen kingdom. It's the message that God's kingdom is triumphant and will come in. It's really, like I said, an appendix to that second part of the first angel's message. It reinforces what's happening as God moves in and sets everything up for the consummation, for the end time, as we prepare for Christ to come back. And in that, we not only give the message of salvation, the gospel, to those who dwell on the earth, but we let them know that God is putting things back. His kingdom's rising, and it's setting up to restore justice. And that Satan's kingdom cannot survive, that it cannot overcome what God is doing. We knew at some point it had to come. Adam and Eve, when they sinned and God allowed this to go on, he wasn't going to let it go on forever. And the book of Revelation tells us how God is ending it to take his kingdom back. And like I've tried to tell people many times, the book of Revelation is not so much about the end of the world as it is about the beginning of the new earth and the new city where God has restored all things. Things will be put back in order. There we will have eternity with God. He will restore the covenant, the forever covenant, that he won't have to worry about having to repeat again in the future. That's the hope we have. We have a future in the end time, not an end. And so when we look at the book of Revelation and look at the three angels' messages, we have hope. This last message of hope is not just for our hearts, but to share with the world so other people can have hope as they see that there is a future through these last days. Blessings.